awe. The observable universe is packed with hundreds of billions of galaxies, each glowing with the light of 1 trillion stars. But the moment you look past those scattered pinpricks of light, you are met with an endless, freezing, completely empty void. This visual scale model shows why that emptiness is so strange. We start with a single star, but as we pull back, we can map out billions of sun-like stars with Earth-like planets. Carbon is abundant out there, meaning the basic chemical bonds required for life should be ubiquitous. The universe has been around for 13.8 billion years. That is plenty of time for simple cells to evolve into spacefaring civilizations that span across entire star systems. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi looked at this overwhelming math and asked a famously simple question: where is everybody? The absolute silence of the night sky directly contradicts our statistical models of reality. According to the raw numbers, we should be surrounded by neighbors. To understand how loud the universe should be, astrophysicists use the Kardashev scale. A Type 3 civilization on this scale possesses the technology to harness the energy output of an entire galaxy. In the 1940s, mathematician John von Neumann proposed a shortcut to reaching that level. He theorized self-replicating machines, autonomous probes designed to fly to a neighboring star system, harvest local resources, clone themselves, and launch toward the next star. This branching graphic shows the exponential math in action. One probe arrives, builds a replica, and 2 probes move on. 2 become 4, 4 become 8. At this rate, a single civilization could colonize the entire Milky Way in just a few million years. We don't even have to limit our search to Earth-like planets with liquid water. Alien biology could run on silicon instead of carbon, forming vast living networks deep inside lakes of liquid methane. Even if biological bodies are too fragile to survive deep space, artificial machine intelligence would have no problem functioning in the cold vacuum, easily outliving its biological creators. Since we don't see massive alien structures and our sensors haven't picked up a single rogue machine, environmental limits and time constraints are not enough to explain the empty galaxy. Some scientists argue that advanced civilizations might prefer to stay quiet. They might turn their attention inward, living out their existence in perfect virtual realities, abandoning the desire to explore. But that runs into a statistical wall called the Non-Exclusivity Problem. Even if 99.9% of civilizations decide to hide or fail to leave their atmosphere, the sheer numbers dictate that at least one would become a loud, expanding empire. Our own history proves how strong the biological imperative to expand actually is. We have built pressurized metal tubes and hurled them into a vacuum just to maintain a permanent human presence in low Earth orbit. We have even launched autonomous probes that have successfully breached the outer edge of our own solar system. If the math says the galaxy should be full, and biology dictates that at least one species would spread outward, there is only one logical suspect left: the Great Filter, a universal, deadly barrier that wipes out life before it can colonize the stars. The mathematical absence of expanding alien empires strongly suggests that every single species that emerges in the universe eventually hits this filter and dies. The critical question for humanity is where this filter is located. The first scenario places it in our distant evolutionary past. It could be a freak biological hurdle, like the incredibly rare jump from simple single-celled organisms to complex cells with a nucleus. If that is true, then humanity has already survived the hardest step. We are an incredibly rare cosmic anomaly, safely enjoying a mostly empty galaxy. The second scenario is far worse. The filter might lie ahead of us, acting as an inevitable trap for any civilization that develops technology powerful enough to destroy its own planet. This is exactly why discovering a complex alien fossil on a neighboring planet like Mars would be the absolute worst news in human history. Finding complex life that evolved independently right next door would prove that the early biological steps are actually quite easy. That means the deadly Great Filter is waiting for us in our immediate future. There is one final theory to explain the silence. It is known as the dark forest. It proposes that the universe is actually teeming with life, but everyone is absolutely terrified to make a sound. As astrophysicist Stephen Hawking warned, broadcasting our location into the cosmos could attract a highly advanced super-predator civilization that systematically eliminates emerging threats to secure its own survival. Every time an advanced civilization has encountered a less advanced one on Earth, the result has been devastating for the group with inferior technology. We are left to wonder if we are truly alone in a dead universe, or if we are naive newborns, screaming our exact coordinates into a jungle full of starving predators.